There's a long history here of the manor being a place where ghostly activity occurs. You should be aware that a lot of people think the manor is a very old structure. I mean, like back in the days of the Civil War and the Underground Railway and things of that sort. And supposedly there was a connection between the manor and the White House down here, actually. And the mythology is that escaped slaves would hide in the tunnel so they wouldn't get caught and sent back south. Well, the fact of the matter is, this building was built in 1905 or so, 1904, and so it doesn't quite date back far enough for the magical tunnel. Well, when I first came, there was a story of ghosts in the manor. And the ghosts in the manor are, well, let's see, what kinds of things have happened that people have reported a lot. A woman walking down the stairs. You're on the first floor, you're looking up at the stairway. You're sitting there. Remember, this used to be a student activities kind of building for the most part. So students would hang out, the campus radio station was there, and so on and so forth. So they'd be sitting out there at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, I mean, the way students do. And all of a sudden, the woman comes walking down the stairs, except nobody's there. And once they get to the bottom of the stairs, usually they sort of disappear. But and some of them have the woman walking. Oh, the woman has a candelabra too. That's very common. Okay. She often has a little kid along with her, walking down the stairs with her. You know, maybe a 3-year-old or something like that. Okay, so that's the scene. And lots of people have seen that. Whether it's real or not, I can't tell you, you know. Okay, so experimentally, I've had a lot of students in a lot of classes, particularly the Introduction to Parapsychology and the Experimental Parapsychology class, go into that building, and I teach them how to dowse, that is, using these strange-looking little rods to find out the answers to things, like where's the nearest ghost, or where's the water, or where's the buried silver dollar, or whatever. I mean, we've done that before. And so they get gotten fairly good at it. And then what I do is I say, okay, let's try the manor. If there were a ghost around, or some kind of thing like that, where would it be? Where would it like to hang out? And so I have people go in individually and go through the building and see if they can pick up where the ghost hangs out. Now, I'm at that point saying, well, I don't even know if there really are ghosts, but let's see what you perceive. Okay? And so they go through. There are certain places in the manor where people fairly reliably pick up the presence of a ghost. And I don't want to say exactly where, because that might affect people in the parapsychology class that may do the same thing. I don't want them to get a pre-feeling of where the ghost is, you know. There's a particular place where it doesn't look like there'd be a ghost hanging out there, but people keep on saying, yeah, this is a hot area, something's going on here. That I find very interesting. There are other things that happen too. Another time I was with a group of students and we were spending the night in the manor, and sort of a traditional thing. And we were on the second floor landing, not the first floor where the ghost comes down, but the second floor landing where there's like a window that's kind of, you know, arch-shaped. And we were up there trying to see if we could conjure up some ghost-like stuff. he wanted the ghost to come and make the candle flare up or die down, and maybe change a compass from its heading and things like that. So we were doing this stuff, trying to get stuff to happen, and it seemed like we were getting the candle to go up and down the way it was supposed to. And then two of the students had been pretty bright. They brought along wind chimes, and there was a sconce part way up the stair, and they put the wind chime, except these were really heavy wind chimes. They were like Chinese wind chimes that were ceramic, and it's like it would take quite a bit to make them ring. And I figured, nah, they'll have one of them. And there we are talking about ghosty things and having this feeling of ghostly presence, and all of a sudden the wind chime starts going ching, 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 and there's no wind. I mean, there's no wind, but it was still going, and it wasn't like the building was shaking or anything like that. So that was pretty cool. That same time, within a few minutes, I was sitting on the top step of the stairway going down, so my legs were like over the edge, and I was sort of letting them be in the main area there. And I looked over my shoulder, just for the heck of it, because I tend to look around and see what's going on. And this head, like a cutout of a head, like we took your head and we took a photograph, made it in black paper, this head went right past the doorway. It was just a normal walking speed. And that was it. Well, I figured, oh, somebody's playing a joke on me. I mean, there must be some string or something, and the little head on the piece of paper is going by, because there's no body. And it was just black. The background was, you could see, because it was an exit light. Head goes past. So my immediate response was, okay. I dash down those stairs as fast as I can. And that's like only 5 or 6 stairs. And I look right and I look left, feel around, there's no string. It was just a weird thing. So I guess you call it an apparition, but none like I'd ever heard of before. It was just a face. I mean, you couldn't see any detail. It was like a black piece of paper with a face. That was a face, cut out. It went right along. So stuff like that happens. Then there's another history, and that is guards, the campus security folks. There have been a lot of cases in the past where the guards get pretty spooked going into the building at night. They go in, they check the doors, they're locked and everything like that, and the lights are out, everything's copacetic. They go outside and the lights are on upstairs. They go running upstairs, everything's still locked. They unlock doors, they look around, they're determined to find who's fooling them. They don't. Then they turn the lights off and they lock the doors. Oh, another thing that happens is the doors unlock. So there you are, you locked the door, the door's unlocked. So that's happened with a number of generations of students where I've been here. Remember, this is like my 38th year here. And so it's like it'll go away for a while, like there wasn't so much stuff, and then all of a sudden stuff starts happening again. So the manor has a history that's fairly impressive. Are they ghosts? Who knows? There isn't even really strong evidence that there are such things. Maybe there are ghosts. Maybe there aren't. But every Halloween, people seem to want to cluster around the manor and find some kind of a ghost. I kind of think there are.